Welcome back. I just want to give a little update on Bitcoin and what I'm seeing with Bitcoin at this current stage. So we've got a few indicators here, and the first one I want to draw our attention to is the market cycle. So as we can see, the market cycle, everything has an inhale, everything has an exhale. Now, obviously, we don't know when this market cycle is going to finish. It definitely has the potential to drop back and retouch this line. Now, if it does that, I am very, very confident that that would be the last time that it touches that, and we start a new market cycle, and the next market cycle will most likely surpass the last market cycle high of 20,000. So we may touch here. I would say there's about a 10 to 15% chance to go back here, but I feel like there's a few other indicators that are actually showing that we may be heading up from here. So just to let you know what the market cycle is, here is a natural market cycle of contraction and expansion. Contraction, expansion, we go up. It's emotions written down on a screen. That's what technical trading is. It's just human emotions painted on a screen. Then we come down with the emotions, then we go sideways, and then we move into a new market cycle. So as we see here, this is just human emotions on a technical chart on the screen. And we try and understand human emotions as best we can. So the first indicator is the volume. So as we can see here, literally the market just died and there wasn't much volume at all when we were heading down. Now this is a good thing because it means that not that many people were actually selling. Look how much volume is all the way back here. A lot of these people would still be holding, which is a really, really good sign. And probably if you're sitting there, you may have been back here and you're still holding. So there's a lot of people who are still holding from back here. Now we have to ask the question, is there going to be more people coming into the market and buying from now? Or is there going to be more people who hold, selling and leaving the market? Well, the simple answer is, unless something catastrophic happens, more people are going to be coming into the market. Therefore, there's going to be buying pressure, and buying pressure pushes the price up. It's as simple as that. So what we've seen here is the volume start to come back in, and it started to come back in the same way as it was, back here around the middle of 2017, and that's when we saw the big rise start to begin in price. It's a similar volume. So this is starting. So we want to see this maintained. Now we also have a big resistance line at around 11,000, high 11,000. So if we can break 11,800 roughly, move into 12,000. From there, this is a bull market. Okay, this is a very heavy bull market. If we get above 12,000, this is indicating to a lot of the big players that we're actually moving into an expansion, and a lot of money that's been funneled out of the market. For example, it was about $800 billion market, then it went down to almost 200 billion. Now it's about 400 billion. That means from back here until now, half the money's disappeared out of the market. Now, where is half that money? Well, it's on the sidelines. It's ready to come back in, but people don't like losing money. So people want to make sure that we're actually going into an expansion. As you can see here, a lot of people thought we're going up, it's going up, and now it's a bull trap because actually we didn't break this big resistance here of nearly 12,000. So this is a point that we're really looking for. We've got a big resistance. Now, if we can come up and break that, then we're looking very, very solid moving up into the next market cycle. Now, I also like to look at moving averages, and, not too long ago, the moving average 66 moved over the 149. So we're moving into an upward trend. That's what that indicates. We've got really solid support here. And then the RSI, we're looking at almost oversold. And look what happens when it got down here, oversold last time. It didn't go any lower. Back here, it popped up. So this shows that potentially the market's getting towards oversold, and therefore it's a good indication because it's getting to the oversold region at a higher point. Back here it got to this oversold region all the way down at 6,500. Here, if it dropped down to, my guess would be about 8,500, it would be oversold. So it looks like the buying pressure and the volume is really coming back, and the upward momentum. Now we know that Bitcoin can be very volatile, so don't be surprised at all if it does drop, but I believe we're in an upward trend, and we have been for a few weeks now. We've been moving up in this upward trend. Now, if we can hold this support line of 9,000 for another few days and begin to creep up and break through that yellow line, then we're off to the races. So I just wanted to give you a little update on my thoughts around where we are with Bitcoin at the moment and what the potentials are. And I said, there is a percentage coming down here. If we do, it will be the final touch. That's my prediction, but I don't feel we will go down here. I feel like there's too much buying pressure. Think about it. Back here, $800 billion in the market. Now there's 400 billion, but at least 100 billion of that would be new money. So 800 billion is probably down to 300 billion. So let's say 500 billion is off to the side, waiting to come back in, waiting for that signal that we are in a bull market. And once that 500 billion jumps back into this market, which it will, because people are emotional beings, we're emotional. Once this breaks into the new market cycle and the emotions come back, emotions like optimism, everyone starts talking. We're still not at the optimistic phase. I think we're sort of at the hope phase at this stage. Once we break optimism and then we go into belief, thrill, euphoria, we're looking at figures, this was from a while ago, but we're looking at figures, upwards of $30,000 for the next market cycle. So I'm excited. I'm an emotional being. I've got hope. I'm using technical analysis. I'm seeing what I'm seeing, and I just wanted to report that to everyone. So all the best for your trading. Trade smart, and I'll check in with you soon.